When it comes to superhero movies, I think that Hollywood believes we won't buy a movie ticket unless the action is big and the stakes are high. There needs to be a massive conflict, the fate of the planet hanging in the balance, and probably a giant beam of light emanating from the surface of our world and blasting into the heavens. There is always a skybeam. Why must there always be a space skybeam? For many of these reasons, the movie Logan is the antithesis of the superhero blockbuster. There is no planetary conflict, there is no world-ending dilemma, there's just Logan, Laura, and Xavier. Logan being a broken-down ex-superhero who is tired of saving the world. And who can blame him? He was born in 1832, and the events of Logan take place in 2029. So Logan is just 3 years shy of being 2 centuries old. I would be tired and broken down too. Opposite Logan is Laura. She's a young girl who also happens to be the genetic clone of Logan. Unstable, violent, and complete with healing factor and metal claws. Xavier holds his father-daughter duo together. He's long since retired from being Professor X, and for seemingly dark and tragic reasons too. And in his old age, his powers have become volatile. So between the three of them, there's a strong sense of uneasiness, uncertainty, and a general feeling that things might not end well. The thing I find so wonderful about the movie Logan is how localized and small the conflict is. Logan is fighting for survival of himself and those immediately around him. The threat is personal and real. I think this is the issue with a lot of superhero movies, feeling the need to make the stakes so high, to have the planet in jeopardy, to have to save the world. It can often detach you from the characters and remove the reason to care. We've seen so much destruction in movies that due to saturation, we are becoming numb. In movies like Man of Steel, we can see an entire city leveled, and we are given very little motivation to care. If you spend all of your time adding more characters, setting up the giant evil plot, and shooting a beam of light into the sky, where do you find the time to develop genuine relationships in your movie? To show your characters as real, living, and breathing people with real problems and feelings. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having a movie tackle the problem of saving the world. There are plenty of great movies out there where that is exactly what drives the plot forward. It can be very powerful and a lot of fun to watch when it is used successfully. The underlying problem that I'm trying to point out here is the pervasiveness of this throughout Hollywood. It should be used sparingly. It should be saved and used for just when the moment is right. When movie after movie tries to save the world, it becomes routine and even boring. It can also be seen as lazy. I mean, that's what superheroes do, right? They save the world.
Avengers, time to work for a living.
A great example of this is the movie Suicide Squad. There are a vast multitude of problems with that movie. I could fill an entire 30-minute video on that movie alone.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
The movie is bad. And there are a great many reasons why it is bad. One of those reasons is the very point I'm trying to make. It's another empty attempt at feeling the need to save the world. There is so much to set up and get ready for the big climax, which of course is a skybeam, that there is hardly any care or attempt to spend legitimate time developing characters, or showing why we would be interested in their plight. Plus, there are other problems here. The movie takes place in the same world as Superman, right? These are world-ending events that we are witnessing, and yet, where is the Man of Steel? It's completely arbitrary. Marvel is just as guilty of this with their standalone movies. Why have the fate of the planet hang in the balance in a world where the Avengers exist? But for production budget reasons, they can't actually all show up.
Where are you?
I'm grounded.
The suit's down. Sorry, Cap. Don't worry, I got it.
When the stakes are false and manufactured arbitrarily like this, it takes away all credibility in the storytelling, because it's so easy to see through. That's why I believe Logan succeeds so greatly where other movies have failed. He is not trying to stop the giant skybeam. He's just trying to survive his past catching up with him and the injustices he sees directly in front of him. In the process, he makes great and even kind decisions, but also has failures in both his struggle and his character. He seems real, and so do the problems he faces. We have time to get to know him and those around him and see their relationships grow. There's no pressing reason to see other superheroes show up and no arbitrary reason for them not to. The conflict is local and the conflict is small. Small stories with characters we care deeply about have an important part to play in the superhero blockbuster. I hope the masterful work of James Mangold and team with their movie Logan inspire others to follow suit. Hey everybody, Andy here, one half of Burger Fiction. Thank you so much for watching this. We're going to try something a little bit different than our usual videos. Do you agree with me? Do you think there should be more small-scale superhero movies out there? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy the one I have linked right next to me. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, see you next time.